In a cold, quiet bus station, a lonely little girl walked up to a young homeless woman and said the words that would change both their lives forever. "You need a home, and I need a mommy." She didn't know her innocent request would lead to a journey of kindness, survival, and a bond stronger than blood. Stay with us, because this story proves that sometimes family isn't found by blood. It's found by compassion. Like, share, and subscribe, and tell us where you're watching from. Now let's get started. The cold evening settled over the small bus stop on the outskirts of a quiet American suburb. Bella, a young homeless woman in her early 20s, sat hunched on the metal bench, gripping her thin jacket as the wind cut through her like needles. She hadn't eaten properly in days. Her backpack, containing everything she owned, rested beside her feet. People usually avoided looking at her, and tonight was no different. She felt invisible, forgotten, drifting between exhaustion and numbness. Just as she lowered her head, she heard soft footsteps approaching from her right, too light to be an adult's. She looked up, confused, and saw a little girl with curly blonde hair standing just a few feet away. The child looked no older than 6, wearing a pink jacket, sparkly shoes, and a small backpack shaped like a cartoon unicorn. Her big blue eyes studied Bella carefully, not fearfully but with gentle curiosity. Bella straightened, surprised. Children were rarely allowed near strangers. "Hi," the little girl whispered. "You look sad." Bella swallowed hard, unsure what to say. Before she could respond, the girl stepped closer, her small hands gripping her backpack straps. Bella forced a tiny smile. "Shouldn't you be with your parents?" she asked softly. The girl looked down, kicking a pebble with her shoe. "Daddy's coming," she said. "He was parking the car." Then, after a quiet moment, she looked up again with heartbreaking innocence. "Do you need a home?" Bella blinked rapidly, stunned. No one had ever asked her something so direct, so kind. "Because," the girl continued, her voice wobbling slightly, "I need a mommy." The sentence stabbed straight into Bella's chest. She opened her mouth, but words refused to form. The little girl, Emma, moved even closer and gently touched Bella's sleeve. "You look like someone who gives warm hugs," she whispered. Bella felt her throat tighten painfully. She wanted to say something comforting, something adult, but she was drowning in emotion. She hadn't felt affection in years, not from her family, not from anyone. The wind blew through her hair as she blinked away tears. "Sweetheart," she finally managed, "I don't think—" But before she could finish, bright headlights flashed across them. A sleek black SUV pulled up to the curb. A man's voice shouted from across the lot. "Emma!" The voice was tight with fear. Emma immediately turned, but didn't let go of Bella's hand. A tall man in his 30s ran toward them, dressed in work slacks, a button-up shirt, and an expression filled with panic. When he reached them, he scooped Emma into his arms, hugging her tightly. "You can't run off like that," he muttered into her hair, relief pouring from him. Then he looked at Bella. His expression shifted, concern replacing alarm. Bella stood slowly, hands trembling, unsure if he would yell or accuse her. Instead, he studied her tired eyes, worn clothes, and fragile posture with unexpected empathy. Bella shifted nervously as Emma's father looked at her, unsure whether he saw her as a threat or simply a stranger near his daughter. Emma tugged her dad's collar. "Daddy, she's nice," she insisted softly. "She needs a home, and I need a mommy." The man froze, stunned by his daughter's innocent words. He lowered Emma to the ground and knelt beside her. "Sweetheart," he whispered, "you already have a daddy who loves you more than anything." Emma nodded but pointed at Bella again. "But she's alone. Nobody should be alone." Her tiny voice trembled, piercing both adults' hearts. The father, Ryan, a software engineer and a single dad, finally turned to Bella with sincerity instead of suspicion. "I'm sorry if she scared you," he said. Bella shook her head quickly. "No, she didn't. She was just being kind." Ryan noticed the exhaustion in Bella's face, her thin jacket, and the way she held her backpack like it was the last piece of safety she had left. "Have you eaten?" he asked. Bella hesitated, embarrassed, then shook her head. Emma immediately reached for her hand. "Daddy, can we help her?" she pleaded. Ryan exhaled slowly, conflicted, but moved by his daughter's compassion. A few minutes later, Ryan made a decision he rarely made with strangers. "There's a 24-hour diner across the street," he said gently. "If you're comfortable, you can come with us, at least get something warm to eat." Bella looked down, overwhelmed. No one ever offered her anything without expecting something in return. "I don't want to be a burden," she whispered. Ryan shook his head. "Food isn't charity, it's human." Emma took Bella's hand again, as if she had already chosen her. The gesture broke Bella's remaining defenses. She nodded tearfully, letting them guide her toward the diner's glowing neon sign. Inside, the warm smell of coffee and fresh pancakes wrapped around them like a blanket. They sat in a booth, Emma sliding close to Bella as if she'd known her forever. Bella took small bites, savoring the first warm meal she'd had in days. Ryan watched quietly, sensing pieces of her story hidden in her silence. After a while, he gently asked, "Do you have anyone you can call?" Bella swallowed hard. "No, my family, they weren't safe." Ryan nodded, not pushing further. Emma leaned her head on Bella's arm and whispered, "You can sit with us forever if you want." Bella nearly broke again. When they finished eating, Ryan walked them back to the SUV. The night wind was cold, but no longer cut through Bella's bones. She turned to thank him, unsure how to express everything she felt, but Ryan spoke first. "There's a spare room at our place," he said quietly. "You don't have to answer now. Just know you're not alone tonight." Bella froze, tears burning her eyes. Emma hugged her tightly. "Please come," she whispered. For the first time in years, Bella felt warmth, not from shelter, but from belonging. And though she didn't know where tomorrow would lead, she knew this night had changed everything forever.